Thank you.
Well, hello, queens. Yes, queens, queens, queens. So you guys are queens to me, and so I want everybody to quickly say, I am a queen.
I am a queen.
And for the men in here, I am
A king. Have a king.
men. Ah, yes. So let me just quickly ask you, how many of you in here have ever owned a record? Well, how many of you have ever seen a record? Exactly. So some of you can't see this, but this record is actually broken. And when a record plays and it skips, it keeps playing the same tune over and over and
Over.
exactly, because it's a broken record. And isn't it funny that sometimes our lives seem to play out just like a broken record? Exactly. And so my movement is actually no more broken records, a movement to empower women not to settle. And let me tell you why. Because I was her. Okay, several years ago, I was in a long-term relationship. I was actually engaged to be married. And I outgrew that relationship. And I was also in a job that I had outgrown as well. And ladies, unfortunately, when you are in the wrong relationship and when you are with the wrong person, that can take you off track. Okay, it can totally deter you from moving towards your goals and dreams that God gave you. Okay? And I know why, because me outgrowing that relationship made me sick. I was unfulfilled. I was stagnant. I wasn't going backwards, but I wasn't really moving forward. Stagnant. And can you just imagine, ladies, feeling dead inside? In a relationship where you feel dead inside. Okay? And so what unfortunately happened to me. Right. No? This one? Oh, that one. That's what happened. I ended up falling out on a job. I just remember, if you think of a movement, it's like slow motion, and you're working, and all of a sudden, it's like, trying to get emotional here. It's like, sorry, you guys. It's like you, in slow motion, your body and your soul just collapses. And I just remember HR trying to revive me and, shaking my head to wake me up. And me, of course, getting carried out on a stretcher. And so because of that, I would never want any of you in this room to ever have to be in that position, because you really are in control a lot more than you think. Okay? And because of that, or through that experience, was birthed my first book, which was No More Broken Records, 5 Tips to Change Your Tune and Transform Your Life. And so for the purposes of this presentation, I'm simply going to focus on what I believe is the most important for us as women, which is chapter 3 in my book, Putting Yourself First. Most important. Because ladies, that is the center of everything. You have got to put yourself first. And when it comes to a relationship, you need to be in a relationship that honors you. You should not get in a relationship with a man and you have to shrink You have to minimize who you are. You are supposed to be, thank you. You are supposed to be your authentic self from the core. If you get in a relationship and all of a sudden you go downhill, that's a problem. That is a serious problem. And even if, as simple as if you're unhappy, ladies, if you're unhappy, that's something you need to be honest with yourself about. And then you need to start taking the steps to figure out, unfortunately, how you're going to leave that situation, because you deserve better. Mm-hmm. All of you in here are God's daughters. You are royalty. Hence why I call you queens, because we are. And there's nothing in the Bible that says that speaks to settling. Nothing in the Bible speaks to settling.
That's right.
So my next point is that you need to, ladies, give more to yourself. How many of you have been on an airplane? Good, majority of you, okay. So when we go on an airplane, somebody tell me when the stewardess says about the oxygen mask, who does she say to put it on first? Really? I wonder why. Why? Somebody tell me why. Why? Exactly. We as women, we are so programmed to put everyone before ourselves, and we put ourselves last. Essentially, the breadcrumbs. It's breadcrumbs. And I'm so passionate about this. It's not selfish, ladies. You have to put yourself first. There's no way that you can take care of everybody, your family, your kids. We work, all of us, we're doing it all. There's no way that you can take care of everyone and not take care of you. One thing that I'd recommend for that is having, some sort of sacred time for yourself. I don't care if you just take 30 minutes a day and you go into a room by yourself, if you want to read, you want to have a glass of wine. The point is, this is your sacred time. This is what you need to give to yourself. Make dinner for yourself. You can even take a bubble bath and just light some candles, around the tub. The point is, you are supposed to give to yourself. There is nothing selfish about that. Our society will have you think that it is, but you have to put yourself first so you can take care of others, okay? Because my next point is Susie Orman. How many of you have heard of Susie Orman? Okay. So for those of you who don't know Susie Orman, she is basically a financial expert. She has her own TV show. I think it's CNN or CNBC, one of them. But she's written a book, and one of the things that she mentions in her book is if you undervalue yourself, the world will too. So ladies, you need to increase the perception of yourself. When I say queens, that means when I'm walking out in the morning, I'm stepping out like the queen that I am. I'm not walking with my head down low and my shoulders like this. Even so much so to your appearance. Your appearance, the clothes that you wear, ladies, also affect how you show up. So, and to make that point, I was going to save it, but let me go ahead and bring it up now. Lingerie. Not lingerie, lingerie. Okay? What is wrong with this lingerie? I see your faces, exactly. This is exactly why I'm bringing this up, because people don't want to talk about it. But that's what I'm here. God sent me. Okay, so we're talking about brokenness, okay? Holes, holy panties, holy clothes. And I'm not talking about the fashionable jeans. I'm talking about stuff that we're going out in. Think about, let's be honest for a second here, ladies. Imagine that you have a date, and you go out and you buy your new sexy lingerie set, okay? It's fully whole. There's no holes in it. how do you feel?
Good.
Exactly. Feel sexy, like, oop, I got my new set on, I got a date, I'm going out. Now imagine how you feel when you wear these. How are you going to feel? Exactly. You're shaking your heads because there's psychology in it. There is psychology in it. How you show up in the world is going to affect how you feel about yourself, and that's how you show up in the world. So brokenness, there are some things that we can do, little things that increase our self-love. Even so much, you may think it's small. Our socks have holes in them. And I'm not talking about, you're holy, just, okay, I'm going to sweep and stuff like that. But on a regular basis, we don't want to be consistently wearing holy panties, wearing broken clothes and stuff like that. Because there's an energy in that. If you think about your house, a lot of us have broken items in our house. Broken lamps, broken doorknobs. That's an energy of brokenness. And so what you want to do, of course, is just replace them or just throw them out. Throw them out. Why are you holding on to things that are broken? Okay? That affects our self-confidence. Why are you holding on to things that are broken? Your clothes in your closet, when springtime comes around, donate some of those old clothes. You have clothes that you haven't worn in 20 years. Go ahead and donate them and give them away to Goodwill or somebody else to make room for new energy. You're holding on to things that don't fit anymore. Okay, this is about self-love and increasing yourself. You're talking about settling. We're settling, but look at how we're treating ourselves. And saying no. Oh, okay. So quickly, saying no, ladies, we certainly have a problem with that. Okay? We can be good Christians. We can be really good people. Okay? But you don't have to be afraid to say no, ladies. Okay? When your cousin is coming and asking you for money on the first of the month, like a repeated cycle, you don't have to say yes. You don't have to be somebody's savior all the time. Okay, you are not supposed to put yourself in a bad position to help somebody else. And Susie Ortman talks about that too. If it puts you in a negative position, then you don't have to say yes. And that does not make you a bad person. I think Faustina was talking about it earlier, like we're so afraid. It's like, oh, I have to be so good, I have to be such a good person. And no. That doesn't make you a bad Christian or a bad person. You have a right to say no. If you can't help them at this time, you can simply say no out of love for yourself. This is about self-love, putting yourself first. Because when you do that, okay, when you really put yourself first, you don't go out seeking validation from other people. You start to perceive yourself very highly. You think about yourself differently, and you carry yourself differently. And that is going to transfer in every area of your life. You're going to transform your life. You're going to change your tune and transform your life when you start to take better care of your